government.
Give thanks.
Sing it.
You know, every day,
Realest in me, real our brother.
we give thanks.
For real.
You spend all that money on your watch. How much time you spend with your son? So much money in the club. How much you spend with the ones you love? The simple things are your blessings. Simple things, them are your blessings, your blessing. Simple things are your blessing. And you don't notice your blessings. You pick it with the shoes by your feet. Now pick and choose the friends where you keep. You now watch where you eat. When last you get a good sleep. The simple things are your blessings. Simple things are your blessing, your blessing. Simple things are your blessing. You better notice your blessing.
Sing it. Simplicity we use to survive. Many find it difficult because them ignorant and I. One alone they get in, I go live another life. Telling them again, but I know in another device. Life, no get chance too often. Cut out some of the sadness and invest in a laughing. Time you take a stress, lifetime passing. Tell them say you love them for you see them in a coffin. Let me tell you this, man. Good days, bad days, you know say you win up. Me woulda trade house and car and shed up. Just forget one more minute with my brother. So you get up, spend time together. Cherish every second of the day when you're there up. Gotta tell you, I had a close one yesterday. You put an angel over
The
me.
simple things are your blessings. Simple things, them are your blessings, your blessings. Simple things are your blessing. And you don't notice your blessings. The simple things are your blessings. Simple things, them are your blessing, your blessing. Simple things, them are your blessing. You better notice your blessings. We've got life, so let's live. You make the time to chase the paper. When last you say your prayer. We've got life, so let's live. And while you're worshipping your treasure, remember nothing lasts forever. The simple things are your blessings. Simple things, them are your blessings, your blessings. Simple things, them are your blessings. You better notice your blessings. The simple things, them are your blessings. Simple things, them are your blessings, your blessings. Simple things, them are your blessings. You better notice your blessings. Simple things, oh the simple things. Health and strength, oh the simple things. Let me tell you about the simple things. Family and friends, I know simple things.
Talk Up Youth and talk the truth. I ask the Bush that representing for Talk Up Youths here and nationwide, 90 FM, every Saturday from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Bush!
Your patrons posting about name brands. We cost over 8 grand. When me searching up the same one for the cost of a straight pants. Why own a Ferrari with nowhere to park it, boy? Why shop a Louis V when there is a target? Now me hype on my face it. 2 minds me a save it. Them go fend if it trendy. Bank account can't empty. Acres over markets. Link me wife when me want. Cause when side girl beat up, child support that lead up. Farming over plastic, investment over graphic. Inheritance for me seeds up. Me alright being mean. Yo, if you are 50 and never make a brings get used, means you're poor so your kids next to employment you use as a big excuse. You want him grow so him get true. See him 24 hours so what you have to. When your kids do good you buy them jewels. Wang and Rajiv buy their own tools. We keep getting belted. Big wanna sell and more peace. Nobody watch how me clocks lean. Soon start supply Walgreens. Stocks large when I plant trees. Them fields them out of for burger go for no mummer. You want, sir. And it's a baker me bill from a buller. Send me a dispensary, supplying them with good earth. Acres over markets. Link me wife when me want sex. Cause when side girl breed up, child support that lead up. Farming over plastic, investment over graphic. Inheritance for me seeds up. Me alright being mean. Do the earth tempting. Still watch how me spending. Budget 9 cow 12 goat kid. Millions when them get big. Build up a ranch and rent it. Ground produce must plenty. Ice party vending. Each bag cost empty. Partner draw me fix mine. Invest back in a Bitcoin. Blockchain virtual gold. Demands inflate in time. Invest in my merch. Give back to which church? Pastor go look at work. Grab my farm then a dirt. Acres over markets. Link me wife when me want. Cause when side y'all need up. Child support that lead to. Farming over plastic. Investment over profit. Inheritance for me seeds up. Me alright being mean.
All right. Welcome everybody to the Talk Up Yout Radio Show, the voice of the Jamaican youth.
Right here on Nationwide 90 FM. Good morning, Jamaica.
Happy Saturday.
Yes, it is.
You're listening to us right here on the best, the baddest revolution station in Jamaica. That is Nationwide 90 FM. Whether you're listening to us on the 90.3, 90.5, 90.7, or 90.9 FM band, did you play or flow? We are glad to have you this morning.
Lovely. And you're wondering who is this voice you're hearing on the radio that you haven't heard in a long time?
Tell the people the truth.
Years. No, where have you been? Who am I co-hosting with today?
This is Shakira, and I'm so happy to be back.
Hey, Shakira. Good morning.
Good morning. I have just been, finishing up with school, finally done. So now we are literally in the building career vibes, having fun, living life. Yeah.
Oh, so this is kind of your episode we're going to talk about, right?
What I mean?
Building the career vibe, talking about success.
That is true. That is true. And I'm very interested to see what we have packed for you guys today. And when you think of the word success, it can be measured by, many different standards. Everybody has their various definitions. Right. And so there's a popular phrase, right, that's been circulating and around social media for the past few weeks. Which phrase that, Damian?
I'm going to look what the producer put for us. It's called skate pon the tool.
Skate pon the tool.
Yeah.
In today's show, we'll be looking at not only the controversial side of the phrase, but also its evolution and the chain of thought behind it.
Definitely. And we asked some of our youth correspondents their thoughts on the social media question of the day: house or skate pon the tool? And so, listeners, don't worry, we'll unpack it for you all if this is new for you. But, coming up in the show, we'll have riveting discussions with life coach Trisha Carrara about skating to professional success.
I see what the producer did there.
Yeah, that's right.
In the Youth for Chat segment, we are joined by youth representatives Michael Thompson, Deidreanne McKenzie, and Jason Tomlinson. We will have a live panel discussion about the trending concept of skating pon the tool, about, setting the right priorities. We'll be using the feedback given to us by you, or lovely listeners, over the past few days, as well as taking any live comments you may have. We always are encouraging for call call the show. We want to hear from you. You can reach us at 876-630-937124. Also, feel free to visit our Instagram or YouTube live broadcast and drop your comments there. Mrs. We're live on YouTube over there. So
Good morning.
Good morning, guys. We look so nice.
Yeah, I made sure to put on my little best. I know Shakira is coming this morning.
Oh my gosh. Oh,
but we're here until 1 p.m. So listen to the Talk Up Yout Radio Show here or online at nationwideradiojm.com, or get the Nationwide app in your relevant app store. Of course, we just said it. You can watch us on YouTube. So keep it locked into this station. It's a station you can trust. And we're just going to go to a quick break. And when we come back, much more about skating to success.
Yes.
If you're on the toll right now, please don't skate. Drive carefully. But this is the Talk Up Yout Radio Show, a youth-led Talk Up Yout production. Stay tuned for more. Talk Up Yout, myself.
Talk Up Yout will soon come.
Nationwide 90 FM is at it again. Team Revolution will clear every hurdle and sprint to the finish line as we cover the games of the 33rd Olympiad from Paris, the city of love.
3 meters clear. 5 metres clear, and away he goes. He continues on his way towards another gold medal. 5 gold medals, 5 world records.
Nationwide's coverage is powered by our diamond sponsor, Fosrich, fostering rich customer service across all locations island-wide.
Big sale now on at Cameron Industries. Up to 50% off quarter and 5/8-inch furniture ply and other items. Now available. Termite-resistant furniture ply, granite, quartz, and solid surface countertops. You don't want to miss these amazing deals. Visit us at Hatfield Mandeville or call us at 963-0628.
This outstanding 6'4" athlete credits Jamaica with her first Olympic victory ever.
Jamaica is filled with Olympians.
World record holder McKinley dashes into the lead.
We must never forget the forerunners of Jamaican Olympic greatness.
Coming into the home stretch, it's Wint who challenges the leader.
Win or lose, athletes never forget their Olympic experience.
Merely Notty has devastated another world-class field. And Hemmings is going to do it. Hemmings wins it. She's the champion. A personal...
Win or lose, Jamaicans will cheer the loudest at the Olympics so that the world will never forget who we are.
And Usain Bolt is moving away. And Jamaica retained their title. And the world record has been taken apart. Oh, I say.
From July 26 to August 11, tune in only to Nationwide 90 FM for the coverage of the 2024 Paris Olympic Games, because we're here to ensure that you never forget. Nationwide's coverage is powered by our bronze sponsors: National Road Operating and Construction Company Limited, Digicel, Grace Foods, Spirits of Jamaica, Imperial Optical Jamaica, and Rainforest Caribbean.
Talk Up Youth and talk the truth. I ask the bush that representing for Talk Up Youths, here and nationwide, 90 FM, every Saturday from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Bush!
Pagans them. I don't business with them, bro. I've my own life for pens, love. Land lease on me, I go get the fence round. Drop a container pan it, make sense down. With a eyeglass for drink or ends house. I put a chop on the road and went down. I broke, tell the beggars to me spend down. Deja good when the bush lads step down. I set over high dog, them name free. True contribution a NHD. So me can qualify for your loan. Use that money and purchase a home. My plan surpass A, B, and C. My granny old shop turn Airbnb. Foundation set grand babies, grand fees. Make money while me sleep, man me show you how me do it. Me go build a full book. Pack a skill and bun some bowl too. Yeah, go to ocean, go take a loan out. So put a vaccine on the road, bro. Myself in your own too. Yeah, because me supposed to, yeah. So gambling me left alone, bro. Road I've been traveled,
Welcome back to the Talk of Youth Radio Show, the voice of the Jamaican youth, right here on Nationwide 90 FM. And if you're just joining us, this is the producer boss, aka Damien Scarlett, alongside
your hostess with the mostest, Shakira.
That is right. Love that. And we're here going to be guiding you through the show today. We're talking about skating to success. And in the introduction, we said that this is against the trending conversation about skate panitool.
Yeah.
The producer came into the room during the break and said, you have to pronounce the
you
statement
can't
properly.
skating on the toll.
Right?
No. Skate panitool.
All right. So we're going to unpack that conversation. But joining us in this segment, we have a beautiful lady. I'm surrounded by wonderful ladies this morning, and I'm so happy. Damon, stay over there where you are, right? But this morning we have with us a life coach, Trisha Carrara, a woman who wears many hats, many hats, but her main passion is that of empowerment and youth advocacy. And I just want you to tell us a little bit, greet the listeners, the viewers, a little bit about yourself before we just jump into the conversation.
Thank you for having me. I am Trisha Carrara, as introduced as a life coach, as I said to Damien last night. I can definitely take on that title. So I'm very passionate about empowerment, and I have a special passion for youth.
Yes.
I do believe that with information, with understanding, we can help them to move to another level from wherever they are. And this conversation about Escape on the Road, I hope I got it right for Damian. This conversation about Escape on the Road is timely and it's important. And it's really and truly not new. It's something that we used to do when we were younger, but it's also one that is important for them to understand that based on where they are and what they have, what they can do to accomplish and to be successful and make the best decisions.
So thank you for introing, like the main, I guess, phrase behind our discussion today. So the idea now, based on what we've been seeing on social media, skate pani tool, is a phrase that people are basically saying it's better to get a nice car over a nice house. That is basically the idea behind it. In your opinion, what is more practical, or which one of them? Focusing on a house or skating pani tool? That is, to buy a nice luxury car.
All right, so let's be realistic. A car is a means to an end. However, a house is also a means to an end. Now, the concept of skate on the toll, from my understanding, is just the fast driving, the expensive vehicle, the fast cars.
The beast, as
the
they
beast,
call it.
yes, right. Now, when I was younger, that was also a topic of conversation. That's what we did. We have the fast car, but of course we were modifying our vehicles ourselves, not purchasing them. So the conversation still stands. It's just that there's no social media. There's just a different language. We didn't have it told when I was younger. But then when you look at it, if you're buying a car with a means to an end, it's a means of an income, then it's an important investment for your success. If you don't need a car from means to an end for an income, then of course, invest in your own home, and then you build from that. You use your home, a home-based business, going to school.
So what I hear you saying, especially for young people, is to look at your particular circumstances and whatever makes the most sense for you right now. Okay.
Right, and that kind of just segues into what we really want to zone into in terms of setting the priorities, because one of the things that we want to help our young people to understand is the strategies. So what are some of the strategies when it comes on to prioritizing, looking at their tasks and their goals? Because as you just said, that in your days, should I say that? Did you say in your days? But before, it has been around for a long time.
It's nothing new.
So what is the difference now then?
Okay, so we have social media. You walk into a dealership and you purchase a vehicle that's stock. As I said, we used to have to modify our vehicles. So there is social media, so now it is more widely discussed. When you look at the reality, social media has expanded the opportunity for the conversation. However, even now when we're talking amongst our friends when we were younger, we know there's reference to that time.
Yes.
But then you tend to hear, boy, if I did know better, I would have done this. Yeah. If I did know better, I would have done that. And boy, look how much money I waste, and look how much could have been alive. So those are the things that makes the difference right now. Us having this conversation, providing the information, providing the guidance to say, listen, this is not new. Not because we never have social media, not because we never have toll road. Not because we never have toll road. But this is nothing new. So here, guys, here what you do. Enjoy your life. You're young. When I was 16, I thought 30 was old.
Yep.
When I turned 30, I was like, oh, it's not that old. All right. You have a lot more years to go. You know what? Between 16 and 30, you didn't think it would come so quickly. And then the responsibilities that come with age. So really and truly, enjoy your life. You're young. You're not going to be young again. And some of the issues that you have, then you're going to wish you had them when you reach 30. But be wise. The escape on the toll, the speeding, the accidents, the manslaughter charge, paralyzed, the consequences of the escape on the toll, at the end of the day, it's really not worth it. You want to race a car? Go sign up your car and go do a drag racing thing. Enjoy your car. Do it in a safe environment. Because if me did do when you reach 30, it's not a nice feeling.
True.
That's true. But one of the things I realized, even though as well, Shakira, is how the concept has evolved. Because some persons look at it to say that this is now like an avenue where you can you take a particular path towards achieving your goal. So it's not just looking at the car only, but as days goes by, other persons are adding other meaning to it. And you made reference to the age factor earlier on. So in terms of prioritizing, is there a specific age that at 16 I need to be doing this, or at 18 I need to be doing this?
Okay, so in the capacity of author, and I have authored career guides for the same reason.
Right.
Organize yourself, plan. Now, organizing yourself, planning, strategizing comes easy for some. However, it is important that you at least have an understanding of what you like, what you don't like. Then we're looking at your self-awareness. When you can identify the things that you like, then you're able to create priorities. So, okay, so for example, you're here. This is may not be something that you thought of doing, but the opportunity came. But because you're focused and goal-oriented, when the opportunity came, you grabbed it. So the opportunities will come. It's what you do with it. Or you create the opportunities. But if you don't know what you want and what you're about, if you have not organized yourself, if you have not prioritized, while you're having fun and enjoying your youth, because you're going to turn 30 and you're going to get old, so you might as well prepare yourself. And then, simple things. I mean, you look into NHT, you look into investment opportunities. Better you lose a 5,000 when you're younger than you lose a 50 million or lose a 5 million or 500,000 when you're older. And then when you have that money to purchase that jelly Benz, it's like, do I purchase the Benz or do I invest in this and turn it over and then purchase the Benz in the next 10 years? So basically understanding yourself, understanding what you like, what you want, tempering what you're going to be doing with your resources.
And I think on that, what you said, and I think it's one of the major takeaways too, is that if you didn't know a feeling, it's gonna come. Like if me didn't know me that do X, if me didn't know me that do Y, and you don't want that to happen to you. And one of the things I'm taking away from your responses now is that this is never too young. No. You can do both. You can enjoy your life and still do some things that are, seeds for your future. So those are really, really excellent tips. So now we want to help our young people listening in terms of prioritizing. You said self-awareness is important, and we must identify the things that we like and then prioritize them. Any other things along that line?
Be careful of what you listen to. Be careful of who you listen to. Be careful of whose words you listen to. So basically, it's a good thing. It's a good vibes when you're driving your fast car, you go up on the road and you're easy and everybody bush from head to toe. And I don't think bush is the language that the young people use, but let's work with it. Let's work with it. So in truth and in fact, what are you doing, why you're doing it, and is the consequences worth it? Because there are going to be consequences. And if there isn't any consequences, is the rewards worth it? As I said, be careful of who you listen to. That we have to boil down to choose your friends and choose your friends wisely. Your friends are ones that are going to be discussing, okay, guys, what can we do with what we have? It don't matter what it is, $5, 500, 5,000, 50,000. Where are we going? Let's sit down and discuss how we want to achieve what we want to achieve in life, support each other, build each other. And again, all of that boils down to self-awareness because that helps with your selection of friends.
I like how you mentioned that because that's one of the things that I believe young persons need to do more. I was about to say they struggle with that, but some do. Some do struggle with choosing good friends. But at the same time, we need people who also will push us in terms of our purpose and where we want to go. So like-minded individuals who are around us. And I think that is a part of that skating to the success is helpful when you have the right set of persons around you.
Yes, I completely agree with that. And I think one of the things that young people do struggle with at the age is just feeling that you need to fit in with every single space and circle.
Inclusiveness.
And with social media, it doesn't make it any easier, as you pointed out, because we're in this whole comparison game and we're trying to, see if social media makes everything look nice and pretty and fluffy. And we feel, as we get that feeling as though we're behind, and so we make a lot of impulsive decisions at this age. But what you are saying are definitely things that we can do at this age. It's nothing that is impossible. Just sit down, take some time with yourself, get to know you, and then you find the company that matches at the end of the day. So we're having an excellent discussion with life coach Trisha Carraro at this moment. And I say excellent because any discussion about success for me is great. And we're going to continue this discussion after the break. You're listening to the Talk Up Yout radio show right here on Nationwide 90 FM. Talk Up Yout, Miss Effie.
Talk Up Yout.
Husuka.
This outstanding 6'4" athlete credits Jamaica with her first Olympic victory ever.
Jamaica is filled with Olympians.
World record holder McKinley dashes into the lead.
We must never forget the forerunners of Jamaican Olympic greatness.
Coming into the home stretch, it's Wint who challenges the leader.
Win or lose, athletes never forget their Olympic experience.
Merely Notty has devastated another world-class field.
And Hemmings is going to do it. Hemmings wins it. She's the champion. A personal...
Win or lose, Jamaicans will cheer the loudest at the Olympics so that the world will never forget who we are.
And Usain Bolt is moving away. And Jamaica retain their title. And the world record has been taken apart. Oh, I say.
From July 26 to August 11, tune in only to Nationwide 90 FM for the coverage of the 2024 Paris Olympic Games, because we're here to ensure that you never forget. Nationwide's coverage is powered by our bronze sponsors: National Road Operating and Construction Company Limited, Digicel, Grace Foods, Spirits of Jamaica, Imperial Optical Jamaica, and Rainforest Caribbean.
Variety is the spice of life. That's not just true for entertainment, it's true for investing too. While stocks, bonds, and cash are effective, there are other credible investment options out there. These are alternative investments, ranging from digital options like cryptocurrencies to old school investments like gold, real estate, and private equity. You can invest on your own or via a fund with a curated portfolio of investment options.
Visit barita.com/opportunities for more growth coach insights.
Nationwide 90 FM is at it again. Team Revolution will clear every hurdle and sprint to the finish line as we cover the games of the 33rd Olympiad from Paris, the city of love.
Winning by daylight and setting a world record, 9.68. The wind is okay.
Nationwide's coverage is powered by our diamond sponsor, KFC. It's finger-licking good across all locations island-wide.
Talk up youths. Hey. Oh yeah, boy. Listen. Right about now we want to tell them. We tell them say youths, you have to stand for your rights now. Now is the time. Youth for chat and youth for act and youth for unite right now. No silence. You youth. You have to stand for your rights now. Now is the time.
In life, like royalty, hey. If I ever make it in a life, you are gonna be living like royalty. So me have to say the thing alright. Never ever have to think twice, no way. If I ever make it in a life, you are gonna be living like royalty. So me have to say the thing alright. Never ever have to think twice, no way. Me used to sleep on Stagger Coach. Me used to sleep on Corey Coach. Them and they never left me out. Me used to live at Eddie House. Me never keep me own a key. She keep my used to let me out. Me bring him with me go LA. It's like a him get nominated. Watch the Grammy side of me. Cause how much people can you say would feed you when you're hungry, when you brought them bless you with money? But I have been so fortunate, surrounded by so many people, make sure say me compensating. And them the thing me can't forget. Your daughter and my daughter wants me living, she no happy fret. If I ever make it in a life, you are gonna be living like royalty. So me have to say the thing alright. Never ever have to think twice, no way. If I ever make it in a life, you are gonna be living like royalty. So me have to say the thing alright. Like royalty. Hey.
All right, welcome back, everybody, to the Talk Up Youth Radio Show, the voice of the Jamaican youth on the biggest, baddest revolution station nationwide, 90 FM. So if you're just joining us, we are joined by Trisha Carrara, life coach, who has really been giving us some tips on how to set our priorities right, skating to success. And before the break, Damien was saying how the whole phrase of or concept of skating panitool has evolved, and a lot of people have been adding things to it, and now we hear say degree can't skate pantool. So we need to hear from Trisha Carrara now in terms of what encouragement can you provide for youth to see education as a tool or pathway to success. Before we've always heard that education is the key to success, but that has definitely evolved. So what advice or encouragement would you give?
So here's the reality. There are opportunities that you can take advantage of that doesn't require a degree. I am not by any means discouraging a degree. I'm just saying that basically understanding where you are and what you want to accomplish.
Yes.
Now, the purpose of a degree is definitely not it's definitely not to skate on the toll. It is for you to achieve the things that you can skate on the toll. Not that I'm encouraging fast driving. I'm just saying if that's where you are and that's what you're thinking. So basically, again, it boils down to understanding what you want.
Mm-hmm.
And education comes in various formats, whether you're on the job and you're learning, whether you're learning online, or whether you're going to a formal education environment and learning. But the important thing at the end of the day is to learn, is to grow, to develop your skills. I mean, it can go as basic as some persons are naturally pleasant, some persons are not. You don't want to walk into an interview frowning.
Yeah.
So it don't matter what it is, whether you have the skill set or not, whether you lack the time management skills or not, learn. Develop your time management skills, develop your organizational skills. Whatever it is that you're doing, develop the skill set for that. You want to become a plumber, develop the skill set.
So what I hear you saying is that our young people should not limit the whole concept of education as just formal education. As long as you're doing something to develop yourself and your skills in a particular area, then that is a pathway then to success. All right, good.
Right. And I mean, we also have to give credit where credit is due, in the sense that we know we have our government who has entities or agencies that helps to build young people and their skills. And you think about Heart. Right. All right. So one of the things that we want to also talk about, we want to bring in some of our youth voices as we unpack the conversation some more. So we have with us online Michael Thompson, and we're going to try and get back our second person. Good morning, Michael. Hello. Are you there?
We have, is it Deidre and Mackenzie? All right, so we think we're hearing her, but we're not sure we're hearing her.
We're hearing her now.
All right.
Okay, perfect.
It's Deidre, right?
Yes.
Right. So, welcome to the show, Adrian. So, we're talking about the trending discussion now, skate panitool. House or versus skate panitool. What are your thoughts? What came to mind when you first saw it trending on social media?
I found it pretty funny. However, my thoughts on it can be subjective, based on person-to-person situation. I believe, however, personally for me, it's house over skate pantool, or maybe house first, then skate pantool.
Why do you say that?
Why I say that? Because, of course, we can't live in our vehicles. And also, based on priorities and also based on needs, it would be, for me, house over a vehicle first. For me, because I can always get a drive around, but you won't always be able to stay with someone. So.
That is interesting. And I hear we have Michael Thompson back. Michael, are you hearing us?
Yes, I'm here.
Welcome also to the show. You just heard Deidre and say, for her is house over car. What are your initial thoughts or reactions to skate panitool?
Well, I also agree with her. However, she also said that it depends on a person's perspective, right? Because, I mean, if the career, per se, with requires them to have a vehicle. Like, for example, my career, which is a financial advisor, at the drop of a hat, I would be needed to go to probably Manchester or Westmoreland or one of those places. So if there's a career like that, or even so, for example, a soldier or firefighters with odd working hours, 400 hours, 500, you need to be at camp, you need to report to duty for those timings. It's not convenient for you to actually be getting a cab or something along that line at that time.
Makes
So
sense.
exactly.
Makes
It's all
sense.
about perspective. And also, when I really look at it, a lot of us young persons, we don't really have the. So, for example, a life insurance policy, or so that will be a requirement to actually get a mortgage. You get me?
Yes.
So it all depends on a person's perspective. Because if you already have a house, and while you have the house and everything, like an inherited house or something along that line, and you don't require to be moving within the country at the drop of a hat, then you can focus on getting a house. But she said before, she just hire on time or Uber or wherever it needs to be, and she can move around just effective, just the same.
Michael, that leads me to ask, do you think that the whole concept is practical or is it more symbolic? Because as you rightfully said, it's probably easier in our context in Jamaica to get a car than it is to get a house.
Exactly. However, yes, it is easier to get a car than a house. And the concept is more symbolic because they are talking about peace and those things, where that's just so that they're really looking at like expensive type cars or cars that is performance based.
Yes.
You get me? So in that case now, then it's more than just being practical, but more of a symbolic aspect.
Dejan, do you agree?
Yes, totally agree. Have to agree as well with Michael on that.
I see David turning off his eyebrows.
like, wait, everybody agree. But my thing, though, is that, and I think you touched on it a little bit earlier, if I am 16, 17, I live with my parents, they have a nice house and everything like that, I don't need to be focusing on house right now because I'm good, right? I want the beast. I want the car.
I see Trisha shaking her
head.
head.
I don't have to worry about that. I have a couple more years in my parents' house.
No, that's a perfect opportunity for you to focus on the house.
One second, Michael.
That's a perfect opportunity for you to focus on the house because you have the comfort zone and the foundation of you're then at your parents' house and you're good.
But
so
my parents don't put me out.
No, but you don't want to be there every day because when you get the beast and you want to carry your girl go KFC, you know what, carry her back at your parents' house. I hear what you need for to know. You need to sort out your house. So while you're under your parents' house, that is the perfect time to say, listen, I'm 16. What can I do? I'm still in school, but what can I do? You know, Mom, can I clean the yard? Which maybe you should be doing already, but nevertheless, there are some chores that you can be paid for. You start saving money because you don't have to worry about the roof over your head. So then you start prioritizing. So what you're not doing is developing the mindset of creating wealth. You're developing the mindset of creating opportunity. Then you seize that opportunity.
So I like how one second, Michael. I like how Trish said about the mindset, but I want to put this question to Dejan. Was there anyone specifically in your life that motivated you to even to think this way, to have this kind of mindset, or did you develop it on your own to say, no, you know what, this is more practical,
logical?
I think my parents, and as well, like just growing up and seeing and knowing, and just being a woman. Naturally, we are traditioned as people. So if it's a girl or you have a daughter, we're prone to give our daughters dollies and doll houses. And if it's for a male, we're prone to give our sons
trucks
cars.
and
so
cars.
Males
Beast.
Cars.
Yes.
A woman will more go after having her own space because as women, we love to ensure that we have our own little space. We are invested in our rooms. And so I will say my parents contributed to that, and just growing up and seeing and knowing. I've always been interested in just real estate, and I think that's where some of that came from, and just having my own space. And as I'm not remembering her name, but she said something about the mindset of assets. And I try to look at it as that. The younger we are, I think we should be more focused, because this is the time now that we have to build out our life.
Yes.
So if it's a case where we're now young, we don't have any much responsibility, why put ourselves in the position to have additional liability or unnecessary liability? Because we don't necessarily need to move around. Let's say in Michael's explanation, he mentioned some persons might definitely need to have a car based on their career, their jobs, or whatever it might be.
Right.
But let's say you don't necessarily need a car because you can get around. Work is not so far. The work is not that demanding, so you don't necessarily need a car. So being that you're young, let's use this time now to acquire assets and have that to your name. So that way in the future, it is a little less hassle to acquire. Because with NHT, for you to get a mortgage, the younger you are, the better it is. And so I will definitely implore persons, younger persons, though it might be difficult, there is also ways to get around it. Shop around. You don't necessarily have to go to, what would I say, focus on the newer version of properties. You can always look at buying properties from the open market, buying from owners, so that way you can negotiate costs and make it a little bit easier. So a lot of times persons bash NHT, but I went through NHT and it was seamless for me. It took a long while, though. Let me just say, it took a long while.
Right.
But with proper guidance, you can get there. And so if you're young now and you're going to buy a vehicle, I would say buy this vehicle because you know it's going to add to what you already have, or put some money back in your pocket, or help you to reach to a next level of your career life. So that's what I would say.
To add to what
Dadrian,
my apologies, is saying, so we're talking about buying house and we're talking about buying car, and then you have somebody listening and saying, boy, I don't even know how I'm going to school on Monday morning. I don't even know where the bus fare coming from for me to go to school. At the end of the day, again, it boils back down to mindset. It's easier to say that now, but it does boil down to mindset, because if I had, what would I do with it? So that you create the opportunity. If I had, how could I make this happen? Or how do I use what I have in order to make it happen? So do you go into somebody in the community and say, listen, I can bag this for you, or I can do that for you. Can you pay me something? Based on that, what do you do with whatever you get? So at the end of the day, yes, we're talking big money here, house and car, but create the opportunity for yourself. Ask somebody in the community. And the other thing that I want to also point out quickly is students need to, while in school, how can you do something at school to learn something other than just math, English, and whatever? How can you develop a skill? Which teacher can you ask? So the whole thing about mindset, it is not as simple as we want to think. Don't look at what you don't have. Figure out what you have. Go buy some Kool-Aid and mix it and make paint and paint two things. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. Because no, we're talking about cheap buying a house. So let's be real. Some people don't know how them going to school on Monday morning. So let's look at it from a realistic perspective. What can you do with what you have?
And at the level that you're at too.
Yeah. Sometimes it's only your attitude you have in us. So you know what, I'm going to Damon and say, Damon, boy, I beg you a thing, give me a work. Me wash your car. But if you come with the attitude, Damon, I'm going to say, you can't wash my car with your attitude. So fix up yourself. Smile, Damon, listen. That's off. You understand? So again, it boils down to your mindset and creating the opportunity.
Because on that, you kind of have two persons with the same set of circumstances, but they both react to things differently. And what is the difference? Your mind. It's how you approach whatever it is that you're going through, or whatever particular set of circumstances you're in.
All right, so we're having a great conversation. A lot of nuggets are being shared, but we have to take a short break. And when we come back, we're going to pick up the conversation, and we just want to hear some more of our youth correspondents on this matter. This is the Talk Up Yout Radio Show, the voice of the Jamaican youth. We'll be right back after this.
If I make it in alive, you You are gonna be living like, hey, I me say so me happy say the thing alright. Never ever happy think twice, no way. Mommy put her money where your mouth there. Empty bank account support me talent, oh yeah.
Good health starts with proper hydration. Hydrate your body with Hydrate. Hydrate is purified natural water from rocks 110 feet below the ground. You have never tasted water so great, yet so affordable. Yes, taste and experience it for yourself. Water at its best. Hydrate. Available also as purified alkaline water and ultra-purified distilled water. Bottled by LLNSCS Limited, a subsidiary of Max Pharmaceuticals. Call 876-983-6466.
Nationwide 90 FM is at it again. Team Revolution will clear every hurdle and sprint to the finish line as we cover the games of the 33rd Olympiad from Paris, the city of love.
Winning by daylight and setting a world record 9.68. The wind is okay.
Nationwide's coverage is powered by our diamond sponsor, KFC. It's finger-licking good across all locations island-wide.
Boy, you don't know say Appearing Christ represent for Talk Up Youth every Saturday from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. on Nationwide 90 FM. Stay in Christ.
Coming with me if I ever make it in a life. You are gonna be living like royalty. So me happy say the thing alright. Never ever happy think twice, don't worry. If I ever make it in a life, you are gonna be living like royalty. So me happy say the thing alright. Like royalty, royalty. Hey.
Get your house or get your car. That seems to be a big debate.
Yeah, this joke is actually becoming a reality now, it seems.
Well, people, it's a difficult thing to answer. It's a better financial decision to buy your dream, to buy a house than a car. Because the house maintains an increase in value and increase almost exponentially. So I wish my grandfather did buy a house in a Portmore when it was for $900,000. Because them there are some big money right there.
Right.
20 million, 30 million.
Wait, 900?
If you have any interest in your future, meaning not you, the future of you, your children.
Yeah.
A car will last at best 6 years of any value.
Yeah, it's a depreciating asset.
Right. And extremely, by a drive off is no use. So therefore that house investment is better. However, we're not only talking about dream car. For example, if I have 300, 500,000 now, me can afford a car, you can't afford a house.
Yeah.
So not many people have the option for consideration of house or car.
A housing market right now is crap.
Yeah. If me need to go to work, the house don't create equal value as my car.
Right.
Because the car is now taking me to work. And as I become more afraid of the society, I want to separate myself from the bus stop and everything.
Yeah.
Because I become more afraid of the society. So without good transportation systems, it forces you to decide on car more than house.
Right.
Understand? In America, New York, and them place where the train and everything, that is not an automatic need.
It kind of make cars rendered useless.
Yeah. Are not as important. Because the alternative is satisfactory. The alternative for me, run down a taxi is not satisfactory. So me have a car before me have a house, but it was a 91 Suzuki Swift. It couldn't buy a house. Before me buy my Range Rover, come on to buy a Range, but the price out of my range. Before me,
tell us if ever having bars.
All right.
That's buy a range, but the key range out of my range.
It's an excerpt from the podcast, The Fix, and speaking as the guest was, Senator Damian Crawford, and this is, as I said, it's very current, and they were talking about this whole matter about house versus keep on the tool. What were your thoughts just now as you listen? I'm going to have to go to the news shortly, but let me just take Dejan quickly and Michael. Dejan?
I said it totally makes sense. It makes sense. And the both serve a purpose because, of course, it is not very nice to stand at the bus stop, wait on bus.
Not.
In this, time here now in Jamaica.
Yes.
But it all just boils down to the needs and your resources and the mindset as was spoke about just now. So, yeah, that's just where it is at. And sometimes, too, either can work, but sometimes we tend to put our hats where we can to reach it. Yes, we might have that aspiring dream to get that dream house or the dream car, but we don't necessarily have to start at the dream. We can start somewhere and just starting with what you have and just build yourself out from there and until you get to that level that you really want to be at.
Love it.
Michael, that's about 30 seconds for you.
Oh, yeah, I share the same sentiments as her. You're at this stage, as young persons, we're more about practicality. We should be more about practicality instead of the status symbols. Because, I mean, we're still getting, well, as they usually say, we're still getting our feet wet.
Yes.
So we can't just jump off to the big things just like that when we don't have a solid foundation. You get me? So, yeah, I agree totally with what you said.
Okay, thanks for that, Michael. So we're hearing about the solid foundation. We're going to just close out with Michael and Dejan here. I want to say thank you for just joining the conversation.
You're welcome.
All right, have a
No
great
problem.
day.
Thank you, guys.
Right, wonderful. All right, so Trisha, having heard even what Senator Crawford has said, how really are we going to get the younger minds to think along this kind of mindset? And as he said, the moment you drive that beast out of that car mark,
starts losing value.
The depreciating value it's crazy, when you think about it. Your advice?
So basically, it's, again, boils down to education, self-education, conversations. The same phone that you're using to record these videos about skate on the toll is the same device that can be used to educate yourself.
Yes.
Go and look at investment opportunities. Just develop the mindset, educate yourself. Go and look at different skill sets that are needed. AI is here. What can you do at home with the same mobile using AI? How can you create your own resources? I mean, the opportunities that these children have now is mind-boggling for us because we didn't have it when we were younger. So for us, it's a lot different. So it is basically, how do you use what you have, again, to get to where you want to go? So use your devices and use it as a means of education, of uplifting yourself, of there's good and there's bad out there. Right. Choose the good.
So
Yes,
love
choose
that.
the good.
Choose the good. Evaluate to the self-awareness what you need to do, and whatever plans that you need to put in place so that you can be successful. Do that. Learn to prioritize from early, and we're going to prioritize the time that we have as we make way for the midday news. News at 12, World at noon, and so stick and stay with us. When we come back after the news, we'll have much more to talk about. We want to talk about skating professionally, how you can win some interviews when you go on them.
All right.
So stick and stay with us much more when we come back. This is the Talk Up Youth radio show, the voice of the Jamaican youth. Talk Up Youth, Musefe.
Talk Up Youth.
We'll be back.
The Olympic Games 2024 live from Paris in France, exclusively on Nationwide 90 FM.
The Jamaican star shines bright once again.
Live here halfway through an Olympic final.
This summer, Nationwide 90 FM is coming in hot.
Jamaica to the blacks!
Nationwide 90 FM will be blazing as we bring you the games of the 33rd Olympiad live from the French capital, Paris. 16 fantastic days of competition in 41 sports.
Noblin Williams-Mills coming, McCrory flapping, her arms are waving, and Noblin Williams-Mills coming through for Jamaica's goal.
The station will bring you analysis and live coverage from the opening day of competition, Friday, July 26th to the very last day of action on Sunday, August 11th.
And some parchment! Let's go! Oh, what a run!
everything and anything Paris Olympic Games 2024 can be heard right here on Nationwide 90 FM.
It is a glittering goal for Sharika Jackson, and how they will celebrate that back in Jamaica.
We'll capture the spirit of athleticism. We'll narrate the Olympic fever, define thrilling moments, and report on the blood, sweat, and tears of the world's greatest athletes. Nationwide 90 FM is going to the Paris Olympic Games, and we're taking you with us. Tune into Nationwide 90.3, 90.5, 90.7, and 90.9 for live updates and commentary. We'll be giving the listeners a front row seat to witness excitement, triumph, and memories.
And I think it was a clean sweep for the Jamaicans.
Stay tuned to Nationwide 90 FM 24/7. Experience the Paris Olympic Games 2024 right here on the Revolution in Media Nationwide 90 FM, your Olympic Center. Exclusively on Nationwide 90 FM.
You're listening to Nationwide 90 FM. The time is
12 noon.
If it's news, it's got to be Nationwide 90 FM. It's credible and factual. The world at noon on Nationwide 90 FM.
Good afternoon, I'm Andrew Cannon. Coming up in the world at noon for this Saturday, May 18, 2024, government announces plans to improve water supply in Negril as the resort town continues to reel from the effects of the ongoing drought. Civil war, that's how the JTA president is describing the upsurge of crime and violence in the country. Prime Minister reiterates call for Jamaicans to beware of rampant misinformation. On the international scene, students at preeminent historically black college say controversy over Joe Biden's visit has overshadowed their graduation. While in sports, over 500 athletes from 21 proper and primary schools have registered for the Junior Sprint Fest tomorrow. The details after this. Prime Minister Andrew Holness says plans are in place to improve water supply in Negril as the area continues to suffer from the effects of drought. The Prime Minister was speaking Friday afternoon at the groundbreaking for a new water supply plant in St. Elizabeth. Prime Minister Holness says short-term solutions are being implemented in the town, one of which was set to be completed by the end of Friday.
I take the opportunity, as I'm here discussing water, to say to the people of Negril, who are having a really difficult time, I intend to go and visit Negril short, that plans like this are in place for Negril. And in fact, we have already started to execute some of the short-term plans, which includes the decalcifying of one of the mains, which should be completed today, which would, for the Great River, which will increase the capacity of that system, the throughput of the pipes.
Prime Minister Holness says the drought has caused the Great River treatment plant, which supplies Negril, to go completely dry.
So we are expecting that the people of Negril will have, in short order, some partial relief. It's not a complete solution, it's a partial solution. But there are plans like this to put in new pipelines, new plants, and to find new sources. The challenge in Negril is that the water source that we rely on, that it has dried up. Because of the drought. And even with the rains that we've received, it has not returned to full capacity.
Prime Minister Andrew Holness. Minister of National Security Dr. Horace Chang says the current spike in violence among students points to a systematic problem of criminality in the country. Dr. Chang was speaking on Friday at an interministerial school support retreat in response to violence in schools in Western Jamaica.
I understand that the reason for you being here, of course, because there are identifiable challenges in the school relating to violence, which is essentially setting the stage for criminal activity. And to know that we have had to take 18 of our schools, including primary schools here, is of serious concern at this point. And I know it's not confined to this region, and at some point we'll have to be meeting a similar stakeholder group across the entire country. It points to a serious systemic problem.
The National Security Minister says managing the problem requires school administrators and teachers to have a better appreciation of the communities from which their students come and the landscape within which the school is located. He says that the job is not solely for the principals and teachers, as it requires input from all stakeholder groups.
I want to indicate that the government is aware of the issues in the community, the challenge you face as professionals who have to guide our children. And we are taking some steps to assist. But I think this morning, the interest in dealing with this particular group of schools came out of our work, not only the Ministry of National Security Crime Prevention Unit, but the establishment some time ago of the Citizen Business Group to look at the issues in a collaborative and coordinated way. I think the most critical comment that I give you, this one, the most important charge, is that the issue is a national issue. It's a total community issue, and we have to work together. Principals, the guidance counselors, and the board chairman will play a critical role in getting the teams together.
Horace Chang, Minister of National Security. The minister says among the plans to improve safety and security in schools are plans to post police personnel within some schools to enhance the current school resource officer corps and support social workers and guidance counselors. This, he says, will lead to an environment in which students and teachers can walk to class without looking over their shoulders, an environment in which students can feel safe whether in class or on the playground. Chang also says while the expertise of case managers and social workers is crucial to tackling violence in schools, it needs to be extended to the wider community. And President of the Jamaica Teachers Association, JTA Leighton Johnson, says the upsurge in crime and violence across the island resembles a civil war.
We continue to express our concerns at the level of violence that is being perpetrated against students, teachers, elderly people in our society, and against humanity within Jamaica. Of course, the crime statistics would denote that as a nation we are experiencing some kind of civil war, and we really want that to change. We would really, really love, as best as possible, if as a nation we could have a better image for crime and the violence is concerned.
Mr. Johnson's comments come amid a series of violent incidents against and among students in recent weeks. Some of the incidents have resulted in fatalities. The latest occurred at the Catholic College of Mandeville in Williamsfield, Manchester on Monday. A female student was stabbed and killed when she reportedly attempted to quell a dispute between two boys. Speaking with Nationwide News on Friday, Mr. Johnson says the spate of violent incidents has the potential to cripple the nation.
As a nation, we have so much going for us. We are good at so many things. We are the pride of the Caribbean, and the world looks to our nation, our small nation, as leaders in many sectors. I think, we should, as a nation, get it right and come to terms with this crime monster that has the potential to cripple our nation. We now need to get hands and hearts together. We now need to have that collaborative approach where all sectors come on board speaking the same language to rid our country of the scourge of crime and violence.
Leighton Johnson, President of the Jamaica Teachers Association. Prime Minister Andrew Holness is again urging Jamaicans to beware of rampant misinformation regarding the programs and priorities of his administration.
The NHT's current housing program includes 7 developments with 4,108 housing solutions in St. Elizabeth over the next few years. And for the record, let me read it out, because there is so much misinformation about what the government is doing or not doing, that the average person who spends an hour or so on social media or is listening to the radio while driving or may get a chance to scan the headline, the information that you receive is largely incomplete, some of it totally inaccurate, and a large section of the information, certainly in terms of where it comes from, is designed to mislead and create a false narrative.
Addressing the National Housing Trust's handing over ceremony for Friendship Oaks in St. Elizabeth on Friday, Holness maintained that regardless of information to the contrary, his administration is ensuring the housing demand is met.
Your government is working tirelessly to ensure that we have housing for our citizens, regardless of all the other false narratives that you're hearing. These are the facts. This is what we're doing. And what we are doing here has never been done before. It is, in my mind, transformational for Jamaica.
Prime Minister Andrew Holness. To news overseas, as one of the US's most preeminent historically black colleges prepares to host President Joe Biden, students say controversy surrounding his visit has overshadowed their graduation. Mr. Biden will travel to Morehouse College in Atlanta, Georgia on Sunday to deliver the school's commencement address, a tradition complicated by criticism over his handling of the Israel-Gaza war, which has sparked nationwide college protests. The speech's audience and setting, a battleground state critical to Mr. Biden's re-election, also bring into focus the looming November presidential election. Morehouse, one of 107 historically black colleges and universities, HBCUs, in the U.S., and the only all-male HBCU, offers Mr. Biden a chance to address young black men, a crucial group of voters whose support for the Democratic president has eroded. While the college has seen a handful of demonstrations against the war in Gaza, they have not reached the size and scope of others. But frustration grew in April after students concerned at protests went unanswered and Mr. Biden was announced as their graduation speaker. Some students and faculty called for the president's invitation to be rescinded. Let's now turn to sports. Over 500 athletes from 21 prep and primary schools have registered for the Junior Sprint Fest at Jamaica College tomorrow. Athletes will contest the 50, 60, 100 and 200 meters for all classes. Meet director Wayne Long says the event was designed to give the athletes a chance to showcase their talent.
This is mainly about the athletes. We're just giving them a chance to do their time trials, give all those who haven't had a chance to run all season a chance to run. The big schools will be here, so their big guns will be here as well. But our emphasis is really on giving athletes a chance to compete. Because if you look at the other events, they are limiting them to 2 and 3 persons per event. So we have unlimited entry, so people come and run the entire team.
Wayne Long, meet director of Jamaica Sprint Fest. And now for a recap of the top stories making the world at noon. Government announces plans to improve water supply in Negril as the resort town continues to reel from the effects of the ongoing drought. Civil war, that's how the JTA president is describing the upsurge of crime and violence in the country. Prime Minister reiterates call for Jamaicans to beware of rampant misinformation. I'm Andrew Cannon. You can find the news on our website at nationwideradiojm.com and on the Nationwide app available on Google Play and the App Store. Use this next at 5 o'clock. However, stay tuned as we go back to Talk Up Youths.
Nationwide 90 FM is at it again. Team Revolution will clear every hurdle and sprint to the finish line as we cover the games of the 33rd Olympiad from Paris, the city of love.
3 meters clear, 5 meters clear, and away he goes. He continues on his way towards another gold medal. 5 gold medals, 5 world records.
Nationwide's coverage is powered by our diamond sponsor, Fosrich, fostering rich customer service across all locations island-wide.
Good health starts with proper hydration. Hydrate your body with Hydrate. Hydrate is purified natural water from rocks 110 feet below the ground. You have never tasted water so great, yet so affordable. Yes, taste and experience it for yourself. Water at its best. Hydrate. Available also as purified alkaline water and ultra-purified distilled water. Bottled by LLNSCS Limited, a subsidiary of Max Pharmaceuticals. Call 876-983-6466.
Outperform, outlast. With top performance. Jackhammer. Reliable, full stop, not comma. We have the expertise for drilling and demolition. We have the power tools for plumbers and electrician. Fancy select tools, 3 parts and 3 repairs. 3 parts, 3 repairs. 2 to 3 years. Hilton, available at Delta Supply, 106 Hagley Park Road. Call us at 876-302-61124. Delta Supply, we service what we sell.
Step into a world of floral captivity at the Flower Show 2024, presented by the Manchester Horticultural Society. Embrace nature's beauty and the finest greenery at the Flower Show on May 23, 2024, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. at Ward Avenue, Mandeville. Expect prizes, surprises, and demonstrations. Admission $800 and children under 12 free. Discover the latest trends in flora and beautify your space. The Flower Show 2024. Be there. Sponsored by Caribbean Chemicals Jamaica.
Design Studio.
Stand for your rights now. Now is the time. Youth for chat and youth for act and youth for unite right now. No silence. You youth. You have to stand for your rights now. Now is the time. Tell the people.
Oh, man. You know what all they want for you. Surround me. Pagan can't go around me. Love surround me. You know what they want to drown me, yeah.
Your love surround me like a mountain. As one door close, another open. Father God tell me some golden. That talent are not stolen. She say I evil them I bring round. But I God give me everything though. Yeah, him inspire me to sing so. Can't catch me by no hook like no swim run.
Your love surround me. Pagan can't go around me. Love surround me. You know what all they want to drown me. Love surround me. Pagan can't go around me. Love surround me. You know what all they want to drown me, yeah.
When them a try fight, all I see is love in me. Never forget the teaching of His Majesty. Papa said for raise his standard, no blessings flowing. Them no like how Zamunda locks keep growing. Love in every language, it comes straight from the heart. Keep the right energy, focus on prosperity. Now all we see,
your love surround me. Pagans can't go around me. Love surround me. You know what all they want to drown me. Love surround me. Pagans can't go around me. Love surround me. You know what all they want to drown me, yeah.
Man in a dream, feel like the thing. All higher men, the higher king. Can't violate, the next summer sing. I can't violate, yeah. Greater David, greater son. My life so sweet like grace and bond. Samunda beat the cat John. Why Cain go murder Abel now? She say I evil them I bring round. But I God give me everything though. Yeah, Him inspire me to sing so. Can't catch me by no hook like no swim run.
Your love surround me.
Your love.
Pagans can't go around me. Love surround me. You know what all they want to drown me. Love surround me. Pagans can't go around me. Love surround me. You know what all they want to drown me, yeah. My only king, yeah. My only king.
It may only be another minute. It may only be another minute. The world again.
This is Nikisha Barnes representing for Talk Up Radio, a Talk Up Youth production held every Saturday 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Talk Up Youth, Mr. Fit. Talk Up Youth.
Man, I'm growing in a place so I never get no respect. No. Never get no good education, can't get no big check. No. Man, I'm grow everybody when me know in a distress. Yeah. And it's so easy, fear you get a big head or addicted and a victim. And enough man hold it out, cause them couldn't hold it out. And enough man sold it out, cause them couldn't go without. And in pursuit of riches, enough man take the girly road. But that a feed them thing, that is not what my story about. This a for those who persevere and who see through the tears. And in the grand scheme of everything, them still the year. And although we no millionaire, feel like a millionaire, we still a celebrate. To put we hand in the air and say I am a success story. Yeah, success, a success story. I am a success story. Yeah, success. Success story.
All right. Welcome back, everybody, to the Talk Up Youth radio show, the voice of the Jamaican youth. Talk Up Youth, Musafi. Talk Up Youth. Welcome back to the best revolutionary station nationwide, 90 FM. If you are just joining us here on the show, the focus of our episode is skating to success. And in this segment, we turn our attention to professional development, getting some life tips and lessons towards our success. With us still is Trisha Carrara, life coach, and it has been such an exciting conversation so far, hasn't it been, Damien?
Right. And sometimes people these days talk about the aura that you bring into the room and all of these things. And Trish has just been here with us from morning. Yes. And it just has been encouraging. And like the room is just lighter than it normally is. And maybe it's the youth. It's the youth, right?
Yeah, definitely. It's the host. Yes, definitely. Great team here.
All right, great. Love that. So let's talk about career development. And we're going to bring in our other youth voice, correspondent Jason Tomlinson, in just a bit. So career development oftentimes is looked at as a proactive, lifelong process that involves finding one's footing and advancing their career path. But young people need a little help when it comes on to getting ready for that job, right? The application process, going through the interview process. What is that like? How can they prepare themselves? So we want to talk about, applying and acing. So, Trisha, with your exposure and experience and just encouraging young person as a coach, though, what are the best practices for like application writing and winning interviews?
So the thing about it is that, yes, we're discussing application writing, but let's first prepare yourselves for that. What activities are you involved in school? That's the first thing. So you're at school from grade 7. My days would say first form. I had to check myself a while ago. So you're at school from grade 7. What are you doing? Grade 7, grade 8, grade 9, what activities have you been involved in? What clubs have you joined? And say that, let's face the reality. Some schools don't have a wide choice. Some schools don't really have much of a choice. Get involved in something, volunteer, ask a teacher to assist them with something, and then ask if they could kindly put that on your transcript. So no, you don't just have on your resume that you attended X high school. You now can say, all right, I was a part of this club, I was a part of the track team, I was a part of the swimming team, I was a part of the environmental club, right, art and craft. But say you don't really have a lot of clubs at your school, volunteer, offer to assist, and ask specifically that this goes on your transcript. In that way, now on your resume, you can put you volunteered. You don't want to do it at school, do it at your place of worship. Do it in the community. Go to one of the companies, ask them, listen, if I help you with this, would you write a letter and I'll give it to my principal and see if that can go on my transcript. So first, you need to, again, develop the mindset. You want to prepare yourself to say, listen, I want to be successful, I want to achieve. But your first presentation to that company is going to be your resume.
Yes.
So before the actual written resume or presenting of your resume, you yourself as the individual, in terms of how you carry yourself, then is a resume that is read first.
Yes. So what is on it? And not only just what is it on it about you, but also you want to make the resume look appealing and attractive, not just a black text ink on a piece of paper. So you want to be able to, again, back to the whole thing of education. Here we go again. Back to the whole thing of self-awareness. So you want to be able to say things about yourself that you like to do. Now, career and interest is two different things. And so you want to be able to identify the difference between your interest and your career. So when you're doing that resume, you want to be able to talk about the things that interest you and the things that you like doing. But you also want to put, like, for example, you want to be a doctor, future entrepreneur. So that will go below your name as your title. So for example, someone who is have leadership roles and responsibilities at school, that's important for your resume. That's important for the application process. So you want to be able to put bullet points about your responsibilities at school.
Right.
You want to put bullet points about just, again, back to volunteering. So you want to prepare your mindset. So you want to also look into the company of which you're applying for. You want to do some research on that company. You want to be able to understand what is it that you can contribute to that company. When you're asked, tell me something about yourself, you want to be able to answer that question. But how can you answer that question if you really don't know what you're interested in? Understand that sometimes you may have to find yourself taking a job that's not necessarily in the line of the career path, but it becomes education. It becomes exposure. Your next, when you update that career, now you would be looked at as someone who is exposed, rounded, willing to advance, willing to learn. And in truth and in fact, why wouldn't somebody want to hire someone who is willing to learn? Because you're now saying to me that, listen, this is not exactly what I want to do. However, I'm willing to learn, I'm willing to grow, which means I'm willing to help you to grow your company, to develop your company. So it's basically a win-win situation for everybody.
True.
Right. I'm just here sitting and listening and trying to write notes mentally.
And I wonder if our other correspondent in continuing our Youth for Chat is on with us, Jason. All right, so while we wait on Jason, because I wanted to find out. Oh, we're hearing you now. Are you with us, Jason?
Yes. I'm here. How are you guys doing?
We're great. Welcome to the show. Thanks for joining us. We're happy to have you.
I'm happy to be here, man.
Right. So I'm not sure if you would have been hearing our life coach in studio with us, Trisha Carrara, talking to us about skating to professional success. Is there anything that stood out to you from just her advice about ensuring that you are self-aware enough and you're making wise decisions in order to ace those particular interviews? And you know, what tips would you have for young people as well who are listening?
I have been listening and the conversation has been interesting. I completely agree that your resume is more than just what is written in ink, more than what's just on paper. It begins most times some of the opportunities that I get there with when you start to interact with people. They see you and they're like, this person seems like well put together. Like I could have a conversation. And then based on how well read you are and how educated you are and how easy it is for you to carry a conversation, they're like, let me see what you are on paper.
Yes.
Because I like what I'm seeing in real life. So let's bring it a step further. So I'm totally in agreement, and I love this little conversation that you're having of how critical it is to be more aware of who you are and how you represent yourself to people, so that your resume speaks more. It complements who you are.
I like that, Jason, because earlier on Trish also touched on the fact that even with the resume, how you present it, the creativity side, like the black and white thing, not really work anymore. So I think that also kind of lean onto the side of where I think about branding, where branding comes into play, right? So you don't even have to be a well-recognized brand, but as an individual, how you see yourself and what you want others to see of you is important in terms of skating to success. Because if I see an individual, I might not get there, but just the little principles and the discipline that I start to apply works for me.
So Basically, in the capacity of author, one of my books covers values and attitudes and skill development. Why is values and attitude important? It's important because sometimes we look at ourselves and we say, we don't come from X background, we don't attend a traditional high school. So we sort of walk into an environment, we sort of create the persona, we sort of put this on paper and expect that we are going to be successful.
Right.
How you see yourself is important, and that really and truly has nothing to do with your background or your financial standing. So back to your point, present yourself in such a way that in spite of situations and circumstances, I'm going to do this and I'm more than capable. So your attitude is important.
Attitude is important. And to skate back a little bit to a conversation we touched on a little, just to hear, Jason, your views on it. What would you say are some of the key reasons why young people might not view degrees, stable job, or owning a house as valuable in today's society?
That's a touchy one. That is a touchy one. I believe the conversation has always been around, but that COVID period, when people started realizing that there are other means to make money instead of sitting in a classroom and absorbing information to go work for somebody else. Why must I subject myself to a system? This is the mindset. Why must I subject myself to a system that will force me to work so hard, reward me with so little? And I see this is where the real conversation of skating on the tour originates from. Me must go take my money, go buy a house when we can go enjoy myself and buy a car. I mean, it's much more than that, because we've now evolved it into, can a degree skate on the toll? No. C-Sec can skate on toll? No, it can't. But it's evolving from the culture of young people must be allowed to enjoy themselves. And if the government does not provide a job for me to say we can live comfortable, I go find other means and ways of doing it. So it's kind of hard now to say the average youth will grow up in a particular situation, I go look for a degree. No, it's not like that anymore. Because your degree paycheck at the beginning is like 120,000.
Well,
and we start to divide it up in living in things.
I want to hear the reverse of this. I want to hear the reverse of this. We have to take a quick break here on the Talk Up Yout radio show, but please stick and stay. When we come back, we'll hear more from Jason. We're still with Trisha Carrara, life coach and author, with us in studio. You're listening to us here on the Talk Up Yout radio show, voice of the Jamaican youth. Talk Up Yout, Miss Effie.
Talk Up Yout.
Nationwide 90 FM is at it again. Team Revolution will clear every hurdle and sprint to the finish line as we cover the games of the 33rd Olympiad from Paris, the city of love.
Winning by daylight and setting a world record, 9.68. The wind is okay.
Nationwide's coverage is powered by our diamond sponsor, KFC. It's finger-licking good across all locations island-wide.
Good health starts with proper hydration. Hydrate your body with Hydrate. Hydrate is purified natural water from rocks 110 feet below the ground. You have never tasted water so great, yet so affordable. Yes, taste and experience it for yourself. Water at its best. Hydrate. Available also as purified alkaline water and ultra-purified distilled water. Bottled by LLNSCS Limited, a subsidiary of Max Pharmaceuticals. Call 876-983-6466.
Outperform, outlast. With top performance. Jackama. Reliable, full stop, not comma. We have the expertise for drilling and demolition. We have the power tools for plumbers and electrician. Fan select Tolls free parts and free repairs. 3 parts, free repairs. 2 to 3 years. Hilton, available at Delta Supply, 106 Hagley Park Road. Call us at 876-302-6111-4. Delta Supply, we service what we sell.
We'll get a youth, we know the struggles, we know the truth, alright, real get a youth, Maja Bless representing for Talk Up Youth, bust it up!
Talk Up Youth and talk the truth. I ask the bush that representing for Talk Up Youths, here and nationwide, 90 FM, every Saturday from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Bush.
So good to me. I know Jesus love me. Growing up, me never seen no mommy. Regular me ask granny, me daddy. She 115 away. I'm if it tell you about hungry. Man go through some real struggle, real dead pain. The way me stressed out is like me going insane. Mentally, physically, emotionally, literally. I don't know what to do. You see right now. But see I swear like Ryan. I swear every day. For those are Redlands and Portmore. Next year.
All right. So I don't know if you have the photo somewhere in Portmore or Red Hills or around town, but that one there from Chosen. But we're having a great conversation. Earlier on, just before we took the break, Jason was talking to us about the reality of this skate panitool, kind of degree skate panitool, especially when you think about the context of your starting salary, the 120,000 for some people, not cutting it.
And to use Jason's words, that he's saying that the mindset of the people is, why must I subject myself to the system?
Boy, I make the system cope for you, Jason. But you touched on a great point as it relates to the COVID period. And you know, we're going to have to be honest, we can go back to that period and what the discovery that took place during 2019 coming into 2020, where a lot of persons discovered that. But wait,
it's been that long?
Yeah. Persons are saying that, but I had this talent all along. I could use this for income. So you see the disparities there. But Jason, pick up on that point first, and Trisha wants to come in with a powerful counter for you.
It's just the idea that I will put in this exorbitant amount of work for 4 years. I will suffer through college. Because if you talk about a youth, a ghetto youth will come up and try to pursue something greater than where he is. And then the first paycheck, hopefully, out of university after I collect the degree is 120K, which you and I know living in Kingston where most of the job opportunities are. Half of that gone for just living, just to sleep on a bed is 50K. Then we talk about groceries, which is another 30,000 and light, water, rent. It's just a little ridiculous. Why should I put myself in a situation like that? When I can live, so better is contextual or it is opinionated. But we can live a much freer life when we invest my money in other things. We can buy a car and feel free, drive up and down when I feel like, and we can go party and we can go vibe and I can make money through other avenues that may yield greatly, probably not as
financial
consistent
return,
as a 9 to 5. But yeah, man, what do you mean?
But emotional,
right.
psychological.
And right. And we also want to just make that as a disclaimer that we're not saying that persons should not take such job opportunities, but then you have to look beyond that, right? You have to look beyond that, and I think that's what is important. I don't know what he's doing.
David said everybody's not Mark Zuckerberg.
Yes,
but Mark Zuckerberg started from a garage.
You hear that, David?
Remember that. So we tend to see the finished product. We don't tend to see the struggle. But on the note of that 120,000, the thing is that if you just only look at the 120,000 at the end of the month, you're only seeing the small picture. What are you learning? People skills, social skills. You're learning some other skills inside there. The thing is this boss trick, whatever language that's used, you want to be your own boss. You have to remember, that at the end of the day, I have a business and I need Damien. Damien is actually not my boss, because if Damien don't buy into my business, I don't have $120,000 to pay my staff. You understand? At the end of the day, if I even have the $120,000, I have to give my staff that money. But there's nothing for me. So there is, again, the perspective, and again, what are you going to do with what you have and where you are? Now, everything requires building. And that's the thing that we tend to miss. So if you need to start with a $120,000 job, then you start with it. But what is your end game? Again, back to the strategizing and organizing.
If I can come in, I think the entrepreneur culture really took over, and it took over in a way that a lot of persons even started looking down on a 9 to 5. You still need both. You need both, because at the end of the day, the reality is not everybody is going to be an entrepreneur. Not everybody's going to be an entrepreneur, and people actually like working a 9 to 5. It is probably not bringing in the rewards that they want to right now, but as Trisha said, sometimes you have to start there with some ambition or some mentality that this is not where you're going to stay for the rest of your life. And David say, I must remind you that a 9 to 5 is 8 hours, but remember that being an entrepreneur is 24/7. You never stop. You never rest. You never rest, because everything is on you. So I would say, especially to the young people listening, balance it. There's nothing wrong with a 9 to 5, and there's nothing wrong with being an entrepreneur. Both are needed. You need business owners, and you need persons to actually work in that business. But I feel where we're stuck right now is everybody wants to be an entrepreneur. We want to work for ourselves. We don't want to work for nobody. But sometimes you have to start somewhere.
And somebody have to work for
somebody. Somebody have to work for somebody.
But you know, as you said that though, and in the context of social media, and I want to hear this from Jason, how does technology and social media influence the popularity of skate money tool and the desire for immediate enjoyment, gratification?
I mean, social media is the reason why we are having this conversation.
Facts.
All right.
Because she mentioned earlier in the interview that the conversation like this existed years ago when people used to buy stock cars and modify them. Now, these cars, I don't know, Damien, if you've ever driven one, but let me tell you something. See, when you drive or just sit down in the passenger seat of one of these cars, I tell you, it make you want to work for something. You know why you know why they behave like that.
Right.
So social media is the reason for this conversation, and unfortunately it has fueled the need or to fulfill this instant gratification that you're talking about. We see all these social media influencers.
Oh yes.
We don't know the amount of work that they put in, but the average person doesn't know the amount of work that they put in back in. And they drive a Porsche, JFA drive a GLE. Them people they make their names on the internet, and they have all of the things that we dream of. And they sometimes are the reason for these men I need a degree conversation. They are the reason for this, because how they flaunt and how they.
But hold on there, Jason. And let me jump on the other side of life. So why should I feel a way if other young persons take it the wrong way? Why can't I live
enjoy my life?
Enjoy my life.
No, if I were an influencer, I'd be living my best life too. Unfortunately, it is just how the information is received, and there's no guidance from the educational system that the kids are in. It's mostly just tradition. You come 9 to 5, you go to school, you got your CXCs, CAPE, and then you go straight to college. That's the progression that is taught. I was one of the few students in my own high school who realized that there can be much more than a 9 to 5 in genuine legal entrepreneurship methods. There are others who decide to go about it the other way. We're not going to talk about this person's
we're not here for that today.
We're not here about that one for today. But it is not taught that there can be a lifestyle outside of a 9 to 5, and there are ways to do it. COVID, as we said earlier, really forced people, because it's not even like discover. We just never have no money, and we needed money. And it forced you to do something. We try something different and say, we can make our food, and we can eat. But there was no guidance, there was no guideline, there was no rule book, there was no entrepreneurship class, no. So people feel like it's a easy one too. You're going to make some crochet bag and you sell it on the internet and you get the money and that's it. They don't teach us about proper filing of information, accounting, taxes. Nobody don't have them conversation there.
Right.
And then I'm not going to blame anything on the government, but there is no real accountability for these people either, unless you're reaching a particular tax bracket. So it's rough to say, I'm going to see an entrepreneurship lifestyle and not want it and not be grudgeful. Because it just look easy. Nobody
easy.
tells them that there are hours of the 24 hours that they can't sleep because the project has to be done. Nobody that tell them, say, once them pay the 250,000, or really 20,000 you get because the other amount that you pay the staff and
the overhead
and all that.
expenses that comes with that. So it's a lot of work, and in keeping with the evolution then of the whole skate pony tool, my mind, Shakira, Trisha, Jason, went back to last week. I went to pick up one of my nephews, and the conversation was, so uncle, when I go skate pony tool, I was like, this was a 6-year. So you see that it's spreading right across. So it's not just about having a nice car, the pop culture. And how do we address that in that context when the children now are looking to you and saying that they want to skip on the tour?
Because it's getting it's more widespread now. One time gone, it used to be probably like social media users who would I guess certain concepts that are popular in culture it would affect, but no, it gone to the young people, like younger people, and that mindset helps to influence how it is that they view life going through school, because a lot of it, we spoke about education earlier. A lot of young people right now are moving away from the culture that Jason just brought up, going to school, getting high school education, then going to college, then coming out and getting a job. A lot of younger persons are moving away from that, and everybody right now is looking for the easiest way to make some money.
Microwave mentality.
The easiest way
I
to make some money.
want to say it can stem a little deeper than that, because the truth is, you talk about younger children. You have children having children. So that mentality it's not far away from being given to the other child or given to the people in that 10 child family or whatever the case is. Because the mother or the father does not see the need for the discipline of waking up, going to expressing to their child that, yo, you need to work hard in order to make things good. It's just, as I said earlier, this microwave mentality of do this, get some money, and we can buy nice things, and then at the end of the month we suffer.
What I hear, at the bottom line is that it comes down to balancing in how we socialize the people in our society. That's what it's coming down to. I see that we're getting a clip now.
Yeah, so we have a clip from Daniel, who has given us full authority to play. So let's hear from him.
Guys, I was saving to buy a home, but then I came to the realization, house can't skate pantool. So, I made the decision that I am going to buy a luxury car. Yeah. And after I buy the luxury car, I'm going to live in that luxury car, which means that I will be living in luxury. So, to all of the persons who are saving to buy a home, all the best. All the best.
All the best.
All the best.
Not Daniel.
Daniel Jarrett, everyone.
Jason, let me start with you. You agree with Daniel? Let me start with you. Because if you're living in a car, you're living in luxury.
Luxury.
No, I don't. That's clearly just gimmicks.
I'd like to think he was trolling though.
Yeah.
That's for me just gimmicks.
Well, knowing Daniel, it might be very serious. Trisha, what would you say about that kind of mindset and view?
All right, so taking what Daniel just said and taking what your nephew just said, again, it boils back down to having the conversation. So somebody may hear him and think that he's serious. I really hope he's not, and I doubt that he is. But nevertheless, when you take into consideration what your 6-year-old nephew said, he's, as you rightly said, Shakira, he's developing the mindset. So you need to have the conversation and say, listen, when we were younger, you used to have a lot of gossip and people saying things that's not true, but that was just contained in a small circle. So you need to have the conversation with your nephew, like basically, son, here's the reality. People are going to say a lot of things, and you're going to have to learn to differentiate it. Okay, skating on the toll or skate on the toll, it's one thing, and you're going to hear a lot of it, and you're going to hear a lot more other things, but you have to understand that this is not healthy for you and this is not best for you. These are the things. So you have to know, as a parent, as a family member, counter and provide the information and the guidance, because whether you do it or not, at 6, he's already exposed to it. So you have to provide the guidance, and here's the thing, this is more responsibility for us, to be in the know of what is happening in the social media space. So it's important to have that conversation and to change the narrative. In the nutshell, to change the narrative. So he's going to be exposed, but what do you say to him to change that narrative?
And on that note, this is our segment focusing on skating to professional success. So before you leave us, Trisha, what advice would you give to our young people who are listening, especially as it relates to making wise choices regardless of your age?
Regardless of your age, regardless of your circumstances, at the end of the day, what do you want? What do you want to achieve? And then by what means that is wholesome and not degrading to you, are you going to achieve these things? Because at the end of the day, you want to be able to be proud of yourself. You want to be able to sleep well, to say, I did this. It was a struggle. It was difficult. Persons are now seeing my success. But I know behind all of this was a lot of hard work, a lot of commitment, a lot of sacrifices. I may have had to give up going out for 1 or 2 times, but I did that in order to be where I am today.
Yes.
So you have to choose what you're willing to give
that
up.
one down.
You're gonna have to be. You have to decide that there are some things you're going to have to give up in order to get the goals.
Yes.
Wow. Thank you so much, Trisha. Thank you for giving us your tips and tricks today about different things, the definition of success, making wise choices regardless of our circumstances, and different things we can do to skate towards professional success. If young people want to find you, if people overall want to find you for more coaching, where can we find you? Where can we find your books? Just give us all your information.
All right. So again, it's Trisha Carraro. Contact number is 876-835-2465. Social media handle is Elijah's Prince JA, and that will be Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. My website is elijahsprince.com. And then my YouTube channel that has videos that are also healthy for these conversations is Keep Encouraging Yourself.
Wow. Those are so like, keep encouraging yourself. We need that more than ever.
Right. And Jason, that's your final advice to young people about setting their priorities as we go?
I believe in accordance with what our dear life coach just said. I am all about sparring with people who are either like-minded or ahead of me. Ask questions. Try to put yourself in spaces. Spaces matter. Try to put yourself in spaces where these are the persons you want to be like. These are the persons you want to be your friends. Your friends do influence how you behave.
True.
The type of music you listen to, it influences how you act. The type of books you read. So if you try to be goal oriented and you try to be action oriented as well, those little things will assist in making the process, I won't say easier, but better for you.
All right, thank you. I want to say thank you again, Trisha. Thank you, Jason. We really appreciate it. And, it's almost 1 o'clock, but we're going to take our final break, a short break when we come back, and just wrap things up for social media time. Stay tuned. Stick and stay with us. Talk Up Yout, Mr. Faye.
Talk Up Yout.
On my own, but we ain't never left alone. The feeling is wrong. Relax a little, friend, this won't take too long. And when you're feeling alone, you can call my phone. Is there a better way to go?
into a world of floral captivity at the Flower Show 2024, presented by the Manchester Horticultural Society. Embrace nature's beauty and the finest greenery at the Flower Show on May 23, 2024, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. at Ward Avenue, Mandeville. Expect prizes, surprises, and demonstrations. Admission $800 and children under 12 free. Discover the latest trends in flora and beautify your space. The Flower Show 2024. Be there. Sponsored by Caribbean Chemicals Jamaica.
Yeah, man, you don't know, this is Naomi Cowan representing for Talk Up Youth. This on every Saturday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. on Nationwide 90 FM. Talk Up Youth, me say Talk Up Youth, yeah. You have to stand for your rights now. Now is the time.
Some Duke on the vibe.
This year, blessings, money, testimony.
All right.
Gotta follow, you they go.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Talk Up You radio show, the voice of the Jamaican youth, here live, coming to you from Nationwide 90 FM.
Right. And, you know, if Fireman was still here, he would say from 6 Bradley Avenue. Yeah, so it's been a great
It has been a
show.
great show. I mean, I really enjoyed today. It's my first time back in a while.
Yeah.
And this was a nice welcome back. Love it. Love it. So
Next week again?
We'll
talk about that.
We'll speak. So we're going to close out the show now. But before we go, we have to bring to you the highlights from social media this past week. So first, National Children's Day. Yesterday was recognized as National Children's Day in Jamaica. Children's Day is a wonderful opportunity to celebrate and advocate for the rights and protection of our children across the country. So, of course, you know, as is Jamaica's
Right.
culture, we saw a number of activities and initiatives happening for that day.
Right, and on a different note, in keeping with children, we just want to extend our condolences to the family of the late Betty Ann Blaine, who was the founder of the lobby group Hear the Children's Cry, as well as the Youth Opportunities Unlimited. And so we just want to say, may her soul rest in peace and light perpetual shine upon her. She was one of those persons who cared a lot and advocated a lot for our nation's children. So, you know, in honoring National Children's Day, we also thought about that as well. So on behalf of the Talk Up Youth family and the Nationwide family, we continue to express our
condolences. Yes, she will definitely be missed in the space.
Yes.
We also saw in this past week that dancehall artist Nige Boy graduated from university.
Right.
So 23-year-old Nige Boy is officially a university graduate from Stony Brook University in the U.S.
Right, and he pursued a Bachelor of Arts with double majors in political science and history. And the singer announced his achievement via his Instagram post this week, which was captioned simply, I made it.
Aww,
so you see that conversation that we're talking about can degree escape on the tour? See the young man, I'm sure you say him can balance
Him can
life.
balance it, music and him getting education at the same time. Love it. We're going on multiple different notes now, but on another note, social media responded this past week to the viral video of Diddy that was released by CNN. I think I saw it going around yesterday.
Yes.
So the video has been making the rounds on social media, which appears to show Sean Diddy Combs beating singer Cassie in hotel. The video was exclusively obtained by CNN.
Right, the video aired Friday. Appears to show Combs wearing only a white towel, punching and kicking the R&B singer who was his protege and longtime girlfriend at the time. The footage also shows Diddy shoving and dragging Cassie and throwing a vase in her direction.
And if you've been keeping up with social media, you know that this video is months after the lawsuit that she actually filed against him.
And this is from 2016, I believe.
And the video is from 2016.
And a lot of persons have been commenting on that. And so we are definitely watching that one to see how
things unfold. Yeah.
Right. Bringing it back home as we wind out, youth leaders urge government and opposition to work together on the Jamaica Republic push.
Right.
So it's a
coalition of youth leaders has written to Prime Minister Andrew Holness and opposition leader Mark Golding, urging both men to work together to ensure Jamaica becomes a republic. So the coalition is the latest group to call for bipartisan cooperation between the nation's political leaders on the constitutional reform process.
Right, and so the letter is signed by representatives of the National Youth Council, the University of Technology Students Union, the Jamaica Prefects Association, Jamaica Ambassador Corp, the Youth Advisory Council, the National Secondary Students Council, the Aspira Jamaica, and Jamaica Union of Tertiary Students. So, and of course,
yes, it's also signed by Sir J. Boswell, who is the youth representative on the Constitutional Reform Committee, CRC.
So young people are talk up in the space, and they're pushing for the government and opposition to, be more cohesive.
So that was our week in social media.
Yes. So, Shakira, we've come to the end of the show. Like 2 hours just
flew by. That was 2 hours, Trisha. It just flew by, and we're at the point now that I don't like the end of the show.
But we want to say thank you to
all our listeners
and our guests.
Yes, and our guests, all of them: Michael Tomlinson, Jason
Thompson, Deirdre,
and Trisha. Thank
right.
you all for joining us today. It was really a great show. Thank you to our producers. Who are they, Damien?
Damien Scarlett and Damien Rose, even though I was just on this side with the lovely Shakira.
I want to say thank you to our engineer, David McNeish, for holding it down over there. And the voice in my ear. Mm-hmm.
Right. And of course, this opportunity each and every week, our executive producer, Empress Golding, and to the Nationwide family. Thank you so much. So until next week, when we do it all over again.
Same time, same place.
So have a great Saturday afternoon and a great weekend.
Bye, guys.
Thank you for having me. Thank you for having me.
And as we close out, Talk Up Youth, Mr. Faye.
Talk Up Youth.
See you next week.
Some Duke on the vibe.
Come into the parlor, there's a welcome there for you.
Welcome to the Mayor's Parlor with Desmond McKenzie.
From 1 to 6 p.m. every Sunday, you'll now get more of your favorite vintage music.
Put your head on my shoulder.
Nationwide 90 FM will transform your Sunday into a musical time machine that will take you way back.
Come on, let's go back in time.
This magic moment.
Journey into yesteryear with Desmond McKenzie in the Mayor's Parlor.
I've got the music to jog your memory and make you smile.
Put your sweet lips a little closer to the phone.
Sit back, relax, and enjoy the best in vintage music.
Come into the Mayor's Parlor every Sunday between 1 and 6 p.m. here on Nationwide 90 FM, a revolution in media.
Hi there. Here's some good news for these trying times. Quote, "By God's word, I can see where I'm going. They throw a beam of light on my dark path." Unquote. Psalm 119, verse 105. Listen for God's word weekdays at 5:45 a.m. and 12:55 p.m. through
Oasis. Stop by for a refreshing drink and share a God perspective for the day.
Oasis, weekdays 5:45 a.m. and 12:55 p.m. right here on Nationwide, a revolution in media.
The rebroadcast of The Oasis can be heard weekdays at 5:45 a.m.
The Oasis is brought to you by Solar Tech Jamaica. We use the gift of the sun to power our world.
Design Lab is brought to you by
Nationwide 90 FM is at it again. Team Revolution will clear every hurdle and sprint to the finish line as we cover the games of the 33rd Olympiad from Paris, the city of love.
Winning by daylight and setting a world record, 9.68. The wind is okay.
Nationwide's coverage is powered by our diamond sponsor, KFC. It's finger-licking good across all locations island-wide.
Outperform, outlast. We top performance. Jackama. Reliable, full stop, not comma. We have the expertise for drilling and demolition. We have the power tools for plumbers and electrician. Fancy select tools, 3 parts and 3 repairs. 3 parts, 3 repairs. 2 to 3 years. Hilton, available at Delta Supply, 106 Hagley Park Road. Call us at 876-302-61114. Delta Supply, we service what we sell.
Good health starts with proper hydration. Hydrate your body with Hydrate. Hydrate is purified natural water from rocks 110 feet below the ground. You have never tasted water so great, yet so affordable. Yes, taste and experience it for yourself. Water at its best. Hydrate. Available also as purified